And now, the superstar of alternative health and purveyor of medical truth, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Hello and welcome to Dead Doctors Don't Lie. This is Dr. Joel Wallach, your host, a veterinarian and physician. And I'm here for kids and baby boomers and seniors who don't want to die at 75.5 like their parents and grandparents. I'm here for kids and baby boomers and seniors who don't want to be sick and miserable for the last 15 to 20 years of their life like their parents and grandparents. I am a conservative, and a lot of people say I treat them like dogs, but they do seem to get better. Well, I want to talk about arthritis and osteopenia and osteoporosis and low back problems, sciatica, back pain, restless leg syndrome, degenerative disc disease, joint replacement, all that kind of stuff, because the medical system has approached this entirely 180 degrees incorrectly. Even the New England Journal of Medicine, big Harvard study, said in 2002, came out and said, oops, knee surgery is what they said. Knee surgery for arthritis is absolutely worthless. That's Harvard Medical School, published in the New England Journal of Medicine in July 2002. Surgery for arthritis, knee surgery for arthritis, is a worthless procedure, yet it's still the bread and butter surgery for orthopedic surgeons. Then 4 years later, in the Journal of the American Medical Association, big headlines, low back surgery worthless for sciatica, low back pain, degenerative disc disease, restless leg syndrome. And so why do doctors still do this? Why do they lie to their patients and say, oh, listen, there's no way you can regrow disc. Those quacks, there's no way you can regrow cartilage. When the pain medicines don't work anymore, the only thing for you is joint replacement surgery or back surgery. We got to take out what's left of your disc, your bulging and your ruptured disc, and we got to put in some mechanical device or fuse your vertebrae together. Well, give me 60 days. This is Dr. Joel Wallach. Remember, I'm a veterinarian and a physician. And in veterinary medicine, we don't have personal insurance for animals or government insurance for animals. And so when a pig has double knee replacement requirements, right, when if an orthopedic surgeon for humans would say, oh, that pig has bone-to-bone arthritis in both of his knees or both of his hips, he needs double joint replacement, he becomes bacon, because there is no money for a stupid thing like that. So we learned a long time ago, even rheumatoid arthritis, we learned 60 years ago, was a simple infection with a bug called mycoplasma, and we learned how to get rid of rheumatoid arthritis. I mean, get rid of it, right? In animals 60 years ago. Very simple disease to get rid of. 85% of animals and people with rheumatoid arthritis get osteoarthritis at the same time. So what I do is I use the approach for animals, and I deal with the infection as well as the degenerative arthritis or osteoarthritis in the same person. And guess what? When you approach it from that way, you get remarkable beneficial results. We can support and promote healthy maintenance and repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between your vertebrae and bone matrix, bone itself. Contact your Youngevity associate and say, what is Dr. Wallach ranting and raving about? That we already know how to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue and disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, and bone itself, using little nutritional programs. That is correct. And so what I want you to do is contact your Youngevity associate. If you have arthritis, if you have bone-to-bone arthritis, if you have low back pain, if you have sciatica, if you have restless leg syndrome, if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, bone spurs, bone calcium deposits, you have any of that kind of stuff, what I want you to do is contact your Youngevity associate. Okay, Dr. Wallach says give you guys 60 to 90 days. Yeah, give us 60 to 90 days. You can always get the surgery, right? If we fail you and cannot meet your requirements for, let's say your goal is to get rid of your joint pain and increase your joint range of motion, stop all the crazy popping and clicking as you go up and down the stairs, what if we can do that in 60 days? Why on earth would you want to get joint replacement surgery in your knees, your hips? Why would you want to get back surgery? You see, you can always get the surgery, but you can't always get unsurgeried, uninfected, unparalyzed, and undead. This is what these articles are saying. Remember, JAMA, the Journal of the American Medical Association, we're talking about 2006, said, back surgery for sciatica and all this other things associated with it, like low back pain, hip pain, peripheral neuropathies, numbness, burning in the feet, restless leg syndrome, degenerative disc disease. Why would you want to have surgery when you can solve the problem with a nutritional supplement program? Same thing with knee replacement or hip replacement surgery for bone-to-bone arthritis. Why on earth would you want to risk the surgery without first giving it the non-destructive, non-surgical, non-dangerous thing first, non-invasive stuff first? Give me 60 to 90 days, and let me give you a program that's totally nutritional. We will give you the nutritional program that will support and promote healthy maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, and bone itself. And if you're, we have all kinds. We can even do it for vegetarians. We even have programs for vegetarians where you can do it for vegetarians. I don't care what your eating habits are. If you're allergic to this or that or the other, we can make it happen. It's amazing what we've learned how to do. Give me 60 to 90 days. You can always get the surgery if I fail you.
Hi, my name's Debbie Rasmussen, and this is the short version of my health story. I had several different things wrong with me before I took the Healthy Body Pack from Youngevity. I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis in my entire body. I've been told that I need a complete knee replacement. I'm only 42. I've had multiple surgeries, 3 different knee surgeries, 3 to 5, 6 abdominal surgeries, depending on how you count those. Pretty much dependent on the medical profession, prescription medications, doctors, hospitals to treat anything that was wrong. And the result of that was that I was getting sicker and sicker. I was actually sick all the time. My immune system was completely shot. I had a problem with malabsorption. That means that I wasn't absorbing the vitamins and minerals in my food, but I also couldn't absorb the vitamin and minerals from the different supplements that I had been taking. And I had tried different supplements from several different direct sales / network marketing companies, in addition to things you can find online on Amazon or buy at Costco, or pretty much tried everything and couldn't absorb anything. I heard Dr. Wallach speak in California, Dr. Joel Wallach, who was the one who basically discovered the 90 essential nutrients that we need for nutrition. And I felt that I needed to listen to him and that I needed to try the Healthy Body Pack that he was recommending as a good starting place for anybody to start. And I thought, you know what, if it's 90 days, I can try this for 90 days and then I'll know. And within a couple weeks, my knees weren't hurting so much. The malabsorption issues that I had were completely gone. I had been dependent on infusions of iron that were costing me lots and lots and lots of money. It was a major expense at our house. I didn't need those anymore because simply getting the right nutrients in the Healthy Body Pack resolved my iron deficiency. I'm able to exercise every day now because my bones and joints are not killing me. I also was on medication for ADHD, and I'm not on that medication anymore. And look, I've concentrated long enough to make this little video.
When people exercise, they sweat. And sweat is not water. Sweat is a soup that contains all the nutrients floating around in their blood. If you do not replace all these things you're sweating out, and there's very little in our food, you can see we very quickly get into the negative. Theo Ratliff from the Atlanta Hawks is a very good example. His career was over, and he was a great player, but his career was over because he had so many fractures and breaks and cartilage problems. We got him on the 90 essential nutrients, gave him some extra raw materials to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage. 90 days, he was back in. He made $140 million in contracts. And here's a guy whose career was over, and the nutrition was what saved his career.
Hi, I'm Theo Ratliff. I had just made the All-Star team in Philadelphia. My career was on top, and I went up to block a shot, came down on my wrist, ended up breaking my wrist. They ended up trading me to the Atlanta Hawks. So in the Atlanta Hawks, I was covering from the wrist. I jumped up routine, going up for a rebound, and I'm tearing the labrum in my hip. And you know, everything was just going all haywire. Well, I was almost in the midst of retiring, and I overheard Mike Glenn, who's talking to one of my fellow comrades about minerals and mineral deficiencies. When we sweat out a soup of minerals. So I pulled him to the side and told him, give me a little knowledge on what was going on and this mineral deficiency thing, because I think that's what I'm suffering from, because I'm getting all these different injuries, and I know I try to take care of myself probably better than anybody. I wanted to make sure I take the opportunity to not only help prepare my body for basketball, but to also prepare myself for life, to be able to be with my kids and play without injuries, to grow and have a long-lasting life. Dr. Wallach helped me expand my career 10 extra years. That's what the 90 for Life did for me.
I am Dr. Peter Glidden, your host. I'm a licensed naturopathic physician. I have 25 years of clinical experience, and it is my privilege to have Dr. Wallach's back and to be the second witness to Dr. Wallach's message of health recovery through science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. In the conference, in the 3 days of this conference, the 3 days that it takes, 72 hours, in the next 72 hours, approximately 2,700 people in the United States will die needlessly. 780,000 people a year are killed because of medical incompetence, medical mistakes, and just the good old-fashioned wrong medical therapeutic. My people are destroyed by lack of knowledge. And make no bones about it, let there be no doubt, we are in the business of shortening prayer lists. If this circle represents all of the knowledge that's in the entire universe, everything there is to know about everything, most of us hang out here. It's the stuff that we know. You know, we know how to drive a car, we know how to speak English, some of us know how to speak Spanish, some of us know how to play the guitar. There's another little piece of the pie. It's the stuff that, well, things we don't know how to do. I don't know how to fly an airplane. I don't know how to do quantum physics, right? I can't speak French. This is how it is for most of us. There's the stuff that we know and the stuff that we don't know. But an interesting point to ponder is that in the domain of all of the information in the entire world, the majority of the stuff exists in the field of the stuff that we didn't know we didn't know. It is so far outside of our reference zone, I didn't know that. Holy smokes. When we have access to the information that we didn't know, that's when we have a eureka experience. That's when the lights go on. And it is my intention to give everybody in this audience a eureka experience right now about medicine and healthcare. Because the stuff that we didn't know, the stuff that your brothers and sisters and husbands and wives and parents, kids, didn't know that they didn't know about health and healing is killing you or healing you. We need information. We need knowledge. We need to take back our health because we are suffering needlessly.
I want to take a little bit to tell you my story and my experience taking the Youngevity products that I think have totally given me my life back, given me the opportunity to go and do as I wanted to, kind of have a quality of life now that we would all want to have, especially when you've been rode hard and put up and wet as many times as I have. I come in contact with Youngevity products somewhere in the neighborhood of March 15th of this year. Really got involved in it, and I love Dr. Wallach's prescription by the hundredweight. So weighing 230 pounds, I took 2 of the Healthy Start packs, and I followed the protocol to a T. On May the 19th, I'd lost down to 204 pounds. I was beginning to feel better, had more energy. So I'd lose 26 pounds on just 2 Healthy Start packs a month. Long about that time, they introduced what I say is a belly eater, the ASAP. I got on that program on May the 19th at 204 pounds. I stayed on it for 1 month. June the 12th, I come off of it, and I lost 18 pounds. I was down to 186 pounds. Belly was gone, went from a size 38 jean to 34. Probably could have wore 33. Since that time, I've been on maintenance and on the 2 healthy start packs a month. Woke up about 10 days ago totally pain-free for the first time in 43 years. And when I say pain-free, and I've had hips broke, I've been run over by tractors, I've had shoulders broke, I've been electrocuted, all of my joints was bone-to-bone arthritis because the cartilage had been dried out. Right now we're in the process of using the products to rebuild my cartilage. Like I said, last week I woke up one day and sat on the side of my bed, absolutely pain-free for the first time in 43 years, and tears just run down my face. I was on heart medication that I was taking as high as 90 to 120 milligrams of time-release nitroglycerin every morning to get out of bed. Heart doctors told me I was screwed. They couldn't do nothing short of a heart transplant. Having no insurance, that was not going to be possible in my lifetime. I was just going to have to ride the old horse till she laid down. Thanks to these products today, I'm absolutely off of all medication. My doctor is scratching his head. He does not know what happened. I tried to ask him if he ever heard of Dr. Wallach, and his response to me was, he goes, you know, I get pitched something every week. And I said, I'm not pitching you nothing, Doc. Look at the deal. You know, seeing what happened to me does not light your fire you would sweat. I had absolutely no hope of ever getting any better. Today I walk around without any medication completely. I started 3 days ago. I do not ache. I do not, and everybody that sees me, they don't recognize me. And you know, I've lost a total of 54 pounds now since I got on the Youngevity program. I'm not trying to lose any more weight. I'm a firm believer, as Dr. Wallach said, your body's going to lose what it ain't supposed to have if you put the right nutrients in.
Hi, my name is Lisa Tucker. I am so excited to be standing here, free of pain, free of medication. Approximately 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with a disease called sarcoidosis. Had no idea what was going on in my body. My body was constantly riddled with pain. I couldn't wake up in the morning without taking about 15 minutes before I could even put my feet on the floor. Couldn't play with my children the way I wanted to. I have 3 girls and they wanted to play in my hair and sleep with me at night, but the pain was so excruciating you couldn't even touch my body without me wanting to cry. So they diagnosed me with sarcoidosis. I started to feel really bad. One day I woke up and my face was turned to the side. I thought I had a stroke. Rushed myself to the hospital after getting my kids off to school, and I found out that I had sarcoidosis. The doctors told me I was in the fight of my life, and soon after that, Bernie Mac died of sarcoidosis, and I said to myself, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? About November of 2011, I was rushed to the hospital 3 times in 3 weeks. One for my gallbladder, twice for my heart, and the doctors were very concerned. I was on prednisone, I was on folic acid, and I was on methotrexate to try to control the pain, and methotrexate was something that could have killed me. Dr. Wallach put me on I got on the phone with Dr. Wallach, and he put me on a regimen called the Healthy Bone and Joint. By Christmas, after November, when he put me on that regimen, by Christmas, I forgot I had sarcoidosis. It is now October 2012. I've been on the products less than a year. I haven't been on any medication. I don't experience any pain. I am living the life that God intended for me to live with my family.
3 of the top 10 drugs in terms of class and sales in 2013 were arthritis drugs. And I think a lot of people would say, well, the baby boomers are getting older, and once you get older, those things start happening. Is that the cause? No. You don't get arthritis because you have a drug deficiency, right? You don't get high blood pressure because you have a hydrochlorothiazide deficiency. You don't get heartburn because you have a Prilosec deficiency.
increased incidence of arthritis goes along with everything that we've been talking about, right? Because your bones, for instance, and your joints are attempting to generate new bone and joint tissue all of the time. By the way, this is how the osteoporosis bisphosphonates work. You know, Fosamax and Boniva? Well, Fosamax and Boniva are drugs called bisphosphonates, and bisphosphonates work by putting the part of your body that chews up old bone to sleep. There are two processes happening in your body all the time. Your body's chewing up old bone with a cell called an osteoclast, and it's laying down new bone with a cell called an osteoblast. It's happening all of the time. Out with the old, in with the new. Out with the old, in with the new. So when an MD sees a person with thinning bones, rather than stimulating the production of new bone cells, rather than giving the patient nutrients that the bones need to make new bone cells, rather than supporting and promoting the body's ability to generate new bone tissue, the MD says, no, 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 no. What we're going to do instead is deliver a synthetic man-made drug at a profit which puts the cells that are chewing up old bone to sleep. So guess what happens? Old bone accumulates in the bone. So your DEXA scan looks better and your bone density looks better, but now your bones are filled with old bone. Your body was trying to get rid of the old bone because old bone is weak. This is why, once you've been on a bisphosphonate, there's a brand new class of class action lawsuits. It's called spontaneous fractures. Now, when women who have osteoporosis, or even men, have been on these drugs for long enough, their bones are so filled with old bone that they snap like dry tinder. When you step off of the curb onto the street and your bone snaps into what's called spontaneous long bone fracture, and it's the latest class action lawsuit. You know, this is why you don't see Sally Field on TV pitching Boniva anymore, because the drugs hurt people. Now, how this relates to arthritis is the simple notion that there are processes in your body right now that are trying to help your joint to be strong. But what does your body need to do that? Raw materials, minerals especially. But remember, they're not in the food. So your joints start to lose their structural integrity, not because you have a bad gene, not because you're getting older, not because you have a voodoo curse. It's because your joints have lost the nutrients they need to maintain their structural integrity, and they break. No different than your automobile. If your engine needs 6 quarts of oil and you've only got 1, the engine's going to seize. And there was nothing mechanically wrong with the engine. The welds were good, the pistons were good, everything was good. Didn't have enough oil, though. Well, when your joints run out of raw material, they start to break too. But the MDs, again, remember, it's not their job to fix it. Nor is it their job to understand the neopathogenesis of the problem. It's their job to manage it. So they give pain medication, anti-inflammatory, pain medication, anti-inflammatory, until it gets so bad that you need joint replacement surgery. And you watch what they're going, the inevitable end of this road is preventive knee replacement. Right? Because it's only a matter of time till your knees go. It's only a matter of time till your hips go. So before you know it, we're going to be like the Borg on Star Trek. Right? Half machine, half biologic. And it's insanity. Helping people have healthy bones and joints is one of the easiest things to do with medical nutrition. Because remember, your body wants to fix itself. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body is attempting to optimize its structure and function. But your body needs help. It needs raw materials to do that, and which means that it is mandatory. Mandatory. It is not optional. It is mandatory for everybody on planet Earth to supplement their diet with the 90 essential nutrients. You must be taking vitamin supplements. You must be taking mineral supplements. You must be taking amino acids and essential fatty acids sufficient to the cause. And if you do not, it is only a matter of time until something breaks. And then what do? You go to the only medical practice that your insurance pays for. You go to the only medical profession that's legally allowed to practice medicine in your state, the MDs, and they throw a drug at it. And the drugs manage the problem. And interestingly enough, how do the drugs work? They push biochemical pathways. They upregulate biochemical pathways. What are the biochemical pathways made out of? Minerals, vitamins, amino acids, essential fatty acids. So the longer you're on a drug, the greater your nutrient deficiencies become and the more of a drug you need. And then you need drug number 2 and drug number 3, and then you die. And then your relatives are so grief-stricken and they don't know any better, they organize a 5K run to find a cure for arthritis on your behalf, and they give the money to the MDs. We all collectively need our freaking heads examined.